Welcome in to the new episode of Fireside Review. We've got Jake here and me. Looking forward to it.
Glad to be here, replacing Christy as the new host as he's away in Vietnam. Christy!
Are you guys doing Fireside without me? I can't believe you've done this.
Your boy Christy.
Oh my god, that gem was not my fault, by the way.
Welcome in to this episode of Fireside Review. I'm joined as per with your host Christy.
What's up, my wizards?
And returning host Jake.
It's your boy.
It was like a pretty sweet set, so shall we get right into that?
Let's crack
Let's
on
do
in.
it. So key parts of the new set is the guilds of Ravnica. So there's 5 guilds. Andy, do you have a favourite in mind?
I'm really liking the look of uwg-er, so that's black and green together. We've got the poster child of Vraska, obviously, one of the new exciting cards in the set. And there's a lot of other exciting cards I'm looking forward to playing. I particularly want to make like a graveyard-based deck, because you've got cards like Charnel Troll.
Charnel's... what's it called?
Charnel Troll.
Chanel.
Chanel.
Which you're a big fan of, aren't you?
Yeah, I really like it. It reminds me a bit of the Gitrog monster, was it? The Gitrog monster?
Yeah, the one with the land. Yeah. They're quite like, you needed to sacrifice
Yeah,
something,
it's a
so
lot of-
you needed it in place, but...
Yeah, it feels like a lot's going on, but I like the flavour of it. It's a 4/4 trample for free. It's just quite strong, it feeds itself. But yeah, there's a lot of strong removal in the set. It's got clearly already the best removal spell that's been going for $30 at least at the moment.
Yeah, Assassin's Trophy.
Yeah, I mean it's such good removal that decks are going to be built around it. It depends really on how much mid range there is, because it's not really so good against aggro, I imagine. Would you agree?
I agree to a certain extent, but the thing is, it answers anything. So if you have to kill their small aggro creature, then it does. But it also kills Teferi, so it kind of because it answers all things. It's not even like a Rascal's Content. It's a cheap one.
That's why Vasquez is so good and so popular, just because it deals with most things that need dealing with.
It'll be really interesting to see how much Rascal's Content will see play alongside Assassin's Trophy. Whether there'll be like a mix of them, whether people will go all in on the trophy, or.
I think there'll be a mix. They're just such good removal.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe the land will mana more in standard than it might do in modern. So because I think it's breaking out as a modern card, but we will see how that affects the format, especially for GP Liverpool, which is in December. It's a big team event, so we're going to see how that goes.
I'm playing sides.
The only sides that Jake likes is Garlic Bread.
Garlic G-bread.
And Gibraltar.
Garlic bread till I'm dead.
I think there's a lot of cards to fill up your graveyard. You've got the new Glowspore Shaman, which is that black-green one, which fills your graveyard, and Stitcher Supplier for the last
that's
set.
the one. Yeah, the one drop.
Yeah, and as well as all the Explore creatures, which are still in standard, like Merfolk Branchwalker and Jade Light. So I'm definitely going to try brew around there and see how we go with that. Yeah. What about you, Jake? Do you have a particular favourite guild that you're looking forward to playing in the new standard, or limited, I guess?
It's not a favourite, but I really like the look of Celestia at the moment. I think it's got a lot of good value cards to offer.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely a deck there where you just pile all the best cards together and jam it and hope it goes well, really.
There's a lot of good mythics still from the last couple of sets with the History of Benalia and Lyra, I guess.
Look at all this. So it's autumn, which is convenient because we have the card Knight of Autumn. And it's also night time.
Yes. And you've got the new white-green cards like Autumnal Centaur, whatever that one. What's that one called again?
It dies and it gives you 2/2/2s.
Oh yeah, there's that one as well.
That card's really good. It just seems really flexible. And there was a similar deck at the beginning of last season, but it never really took off too far because it was missing something. And I think these last like flexible, versatile cards are the missing pieces.
Where the knights will come out in force in the new set.
In autumn.
The other Selesnya spell that I think I'll see play is the instant speed spell that creates 1/1 soldiers with lifelink. I think it's an interesting play, especially because it's got Convoke. I think all the go wide strategies are looking to play that.
Do you draw cards off it as well?
No. I think you're thinking of there's a different card, which is a split card. Sphinx's Red Velation, which has had the old Day 1 errata. That's everyone's favourite.
Has it?
Yeah, it's actually been printed completely wrong. It should say draw X cards and gain X life.
What does it say?
Explosion says X damage to any target and draw X cards. So it's like the opposite of Sphinx's Revelation. I'm calling it Sphinx's Redvelation. I don't know if that will catch on, but
Banter.
another big player for the new set is going to be blue-red. I think they've got a good mana base already. Maybe Grixis. So we've got cards like Izzet, the new Planeswalker. It's kind of similar to Chandra, but I'm not sure how much play it'll see because of the 2-color restriction.
Is it good?
So some other ones. Another card that's pretty interesting and probably needs to be spoken about is the card that has a Day Zero errata. They've had to change their words because they printed it wrong.
No way.
I know, it's pretty shocking. But the card is invent and instant. I can't read from this far away. But what it says is switch the power and toughness of 2 target creatures.
It doesn't say until end of turn, so that is the correction they've made.
I didn't notice that until Andy pointed out.
Sometimes, like, you've seen this sentence so many times in Magic that you just kind of do it in your head, and you kind of add the extra words, like
You know
when
what fact should be to understand.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was really interesting. It might have been more interesting if it hadn't have been it, but it would have been too confusing for players. So that's why they were after it. Apparently.
There's some returning mechanics to Guilds of Ravnica. One of the most iconic ones being the split cards. A few good ones being previewed so far. Any of them call your guys' eyes?
Yes.
Yeah, we just looked at the red-blue one, but there's a lot of other good ones in the other colours, like the Golgari one.
Status quo.
Drunge. So yeah, you got
Drunge. What's Drunge?
What is Drunge?
It's genre music.
Status to statue.
Status statue. So it's a split card. It's quite strong. First one's an instant, 1 drop. Gives it lifelink, no death touch, not lifelink, and +1/+1. So it's a nice combat trick. Could easily take out one of their good creatures. And then the other one is destroy target artifact, creature, or enchantment. So yeah, this would go in any deck, in limited of course. It's pretty versatile. Gets rid of pretty much most of their threats.
Yeah, it's a really strong limited card, but I could also see constructed play because of how flexible it is. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean
It's got high ceiling for sure.
the 1 drop. I don't know how much you'd use in constructed. So when you cast it, you have to say which one you're saying. You can't be like, here's a card. I might,
Yeah, you can
I
be
might
like-
choose one of them after I've decided what
Or you
to
can be
do.
like, Stoke, you can be like, Stoke. And they're like, okay,
Actually,
after
that's
that resolves, and you're like, okay, destroy this. Does it? They have to, wait, no. I think they actually have to count out before you decide what half you want to cast.
I don't think that's correct.
Is it there?
Because I think the targets are different. So say you've got the red-blue one, which says you
I guess you have to
research
say
a
what
target
spell
sorcery
you're putting
or
on there.
target creatures.
That'd be
So,
too good though.
Yeah. yeah.
You have to fold it in half as well when you play it.
Yeah, they're one-use cards only. You have to there's a
You have to
perforated
tear it.
card on all of these cards, so you'll rip them down the middle. Interesting new feature.
Flip or rip. Works out well.
I'm expecting a lot of half cards for the new set.
So another thing in the set is Convoke. So basically you can tap your creatures to pay for the mana. So how it works is you can pay, I believe, if it's a green creature and it's got 1 green, you can tap that and that pays for that green. So you can pay for a whole spell just by tapping your creatures.
Yeah, it's important to note they don't need to haste to tap them because the spell will do the tapping, not the creature itself. So you could play a token generator, so say you play something that makes 2 knights, that you can then just tap them straight away using Convoke to play the extra spell.
And then combo off. And then you can play 2 more knights and tap those and play 2 more knights.
I don't know what spell does that, but that's a good shout. I think there's a lot of strong cards for it. There's Conclave Tribunal. I think that'll see a lot of play. It's like a cast out Ixalan's binding type effect, but having Convoke just means it comes out a turn earlier and it can answer all the key threats that White might struggle to deal with otherwise.
Yeah, and there's a lot of strong cards I think in the set that have Convoke. So a powerful creature I think that has Convoke is Flight of the Astronauts.
Yeah, it's a 4/5 flyer. Could be pretty strong if it comes down quickly. It depends how many creatures you can get out early, but you do have cards like History of Benalia, which are pretty strong in terms of just kind of popping out lots of creatures. So yeah, whether it's he's limited or construct to play, I guess we'll see. But
I mean, yeah, if you've got 4 creatures out, it's basically 5 mana for 4/5, which is pretty good. Which is a common. What? 4/5 flyer? That's a common.
Skill limit.
it's uncommon.
That's uncommon. That's what they told me it was a common.
One of the other mechanics in the set is Surveil. Now, Surveil is similar to Scry, in that you look at the top card of your library, but then you get the chance to put it in your graveyard, so it's good for fueling your graveyard strategies if you're into that kind of jam. I can think of a few niche instances in the new set where you might want to put that card in the graveyard for some value, but I've been told to strongly avoid it, so I won't mention it.
Isn't it also pretty much the same as Explore?
It's similar to Explore, but there are a few cards which interact with it differently. So there's the new Vampire from this set, which is the 3/1 Lifelinker, which you can bring back from your graveyard if you've surveilled, and that includes like surveilling itself into the graveyard, and then you can pay the 4/3 life to bring it back to your hand.
The Assassin.
The Assassin, yeah.
3/1 Assassin.
Yeah, so there are some like ones which interact specifically with Surveil, but it's a very similar mechanic to Explore. But the land doesn't go to your hand, so you get the choice.
Okay. Thanks for that, George.
That's right.
Also, another mechanic is Menace, something we haven't seen in Magic before.
I thought it's actually pronounced Menace.
Menace.
Do you mean mentor?
Hmm?
Do you mean mentor?
Are you mental?
No, do you mean mentor?
Oh. No, I mean Menace.
They brought back another great mechanic for it.
It's the time you've all been waiting for. It's time for a new game show.
You're getting way too big for your boots. You're never too big for the boot.
Welcome in to Izzet a Stormzy, the first episode of our new game show, and we're going to be putting Christy and Jake against each other. So we'll see how we get on. It's a very simple premise to the game show. All you have to work out is whether this card has a lightning bolt in or not. If there's no lightning in the card, and you say it is, you're wrong.
Before we start, just one thing I want to say to Christy. You're getting way too big for your boots. Let's begin.
Oh! It's 3 lives each.
Dancer.
If you get 3 questions wrong, then you're out the game and the other person wins. So we're going to alternate. We're going to start with Jake and see how this goes. So let's do a quick example. So we're going to pop up a card here. We've got Crackling Drake. As you can see from the art, it's clearly got a lightning bolt going through the middle of it. So that would have been an easy, yes, that's a Stormzy.
I was actually going to say no, it's not, because I thought it was a trick question, but okay.
It's got crapping and don't give away.
So yeah, so that's the game show. Let's get to it. Jake, question 1. Night Veil Predator.
I'm going to go with... Throw me another mobile award, because that is a Stormzy.
That's a backup dancer.
Ah!
Yeah.
I don't even know what card it is.
Christy.
I feel like I'm on.
Doom Whisperer.
Is there a flavour text to that?
I'll give you the flavour text. The flavour text is: the sound of every twisted secret tempts you to hear another.
Backup dancer.
Oh, good shout, good shout. It's a backup dancer. Jake.
Yes.
Ionize.
Stormzy.
Stormzy all the way.
Yes, boy. Shut up.
Christy. Beam Splitter Mage.
What the fuck?
This is a Dragon Ball Z.
He's a mage, so he probably has some lightning bolts flying around.
Yeah, but he
so
splits beams.
yeah, with lightning bolts.
Like ceiling beams.
It's a builder or something.
Yeah. He's a Skippy.
I'm gonna say it's a Stormzy.
Correct. Jake. Direct Current.
Direct current.
Water current.
Can I get the mana cost, please?
Double red.
Oh, that's a giveaway.
One colourless.
Is there any flavour text?
Can give you that.
Can you give him
Why
the...
not?
You've had your phone and friend already, Jake.
One hint.
I'm going to say that's a Stormzy.
That's the Stormzy.
Yeah, sick. Right. Wait. I got two.
Christy. Dazzling lights.
Can I have the rarity of the card, please?
Common.
Blackout Dancer.
Correct.
Did you ask for the rarity? How is that?
That's 3 now, isn't it?
Jake's lost a life still, but Christy's still pretty in there.
He's run out of cards. There's only 6 cards in the set.
Jake. Narcomoeba.
Let me think. Narcomoeba is an electric type Pokemon.
First generation.
Don't think there's lightning bolts in it though. Or any type of electricity. Maybe some sparks. I'm gonna go with backup dancer.
Correct. Christy. Capture sphere.
Oh, I know there's one as well. Is there a sphere in it?
There is.
I'm gonna
But that's not the question, is it?
Alright.
Is it?
Backup dancer.
Correct. Oh, Christy's hot on this.
I know my art. My Stormzy art.
Jake. Command the storm.
Command Storm.
Yeah.
Is
Well,
it
it's got the word storm in it,
trick question, isn't it?
but I think it's trying to throw me off. But maybe it's trying me to think it's quite obvious that I would say it's a backup dancer. But maybe it's so obvious that it is a Stormzy.
Correct.
That was my
Christy.
That wasn't his final answer. He was
No,
Christy. Shore strike.
That's not in the set.
it is, mate.
Just trying to say. What?
It's been reprinted, bro, for about the 10th time.
What, first 3, first 1, first strike?
Yeah. Classic trick.
Damn.
Classic combat trick.
It's such a good camera trick.
It's a Stormzy.
Correct.
Is that Stormzy?
It's the Stormzy this time.
Damn.
Jake. Arclight Phoenix.
Huh.
Oh, I know this
Can
one.
I get
I know this one.
a description of the artwork?
No.
Does it have sparks in?
No! Tell them no make career. It's shut
Yeah.
down. That's a Stormzy.
Correct. Christy, I think we've got time for one more question.
I think I've already won this, haven't I?
So, all to play for. Will Jake get the draw?
Yeah, if you lose.
Christy's last question is
It's alright.
Sky Knight Legionnaire.
Cut my wins out. Can I have a flavour text on that?
Squadrons of Sky Knights are available for deployment around the clock, capable of reaching any district in the city within minutes.
Can I have a vowel?
I.
And give me one of those sweet, sweet constants.
Z.
That's a backup answer.
Oh, he's got it right! What a call.
Obviously a backup dancer.
Oh, gutted Jake. So,
Best can't understand it.
You had someone so tight.
Christy is the winner of our game show. Congratulations, Christy.
Thank you.
I won.
Good game, mate. Good game. Very sporting. So thanks for joining us for another Fireside review. Get down to your local game store for pre-release. Drop us some comments in the feedback area. And
The comments section, as it's otherwise known. Yeah, the sale is to be really exciting. Hopefully you can get your hands on a little bundle or something for the release. Maybe you went to the pre-release last weekend. It's always nice to get down to your local game store to do those events and support that. So, yeah. thanks for being on our show again, Jake.
No worries, glad to be here.
I'll be going away out of the country for a few months, so Jake may be replacing me. It means, of course, he'll have to dye his hair blonde and get an earring.
I'm so keen to do that.
See you next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
You happy with that?
The quality of Magic cards are degrading. They bend too easily these days. We should send them back to Wizards and get a
You bend
refund.
too easily.
I can't believe you've done this. Unbelievable.
I'm gone.